I wanted to go over this research paper that I was reading and dissecting and taking notes on just yesterday, in fact, because I get very excited over these health topics that present things that we can do proactively to extend our longevity and to maximize our health span, which is the quality of our life. So the latest research published in Food Science and Nutrition regarding vitamin K2 and its biological responses in the body present, I think, a very compelling case for the inclusion of vitamin K2 rich foods in the diet. So two critically important nutrients that are naturally occurring. These are naturally occurring micronutrients in the vitamin K family include vitamin K1, which is found in leafy green vegetables, so plants, and algae, which is also a plant, and vitamin K2, which is found in animals and fermented food. This paper explores the various biological functions of vitamin K2 specifically. These include osteogenesis, which is the building of bone tissue, relief of menopausal symptoms, prevention of calcification, so that's heart health, cardiovascular health, the enhancement of mitochondrial energy release, so that's cellular function and cellular health, as well as positive and protective effects in the brain and the blood. So overall, the most recent findings suggest that vitamin K2 specifically is a critical nutrient for human health, as it plays an important role in hundreds of physiological systems in the body. Vitamin K is a fat-soluble vitamin, which presents in three subtypes, K1, K2, and K3. So as I said, both K1 and K2 are naturally occurring, and we're going to focus today on the importance of vitamin K2 specifically. Vitamin K2 must be obtained from natural food sources or from supplementation. The human body lacks the enzyme necessary to make the conversion from vitamin K1 to K2. So in other words, you have to get it directly from food or supplementation to ensure adequate amounts of vitamin K2 in the blood. So it's not sufficient enough to eat your dark leafy greens or your seaweeds. I enjoy both of those foods, but I also include animal foods and fermented foods, not only for the K2, but for the various other micronutrients found in each. So that's why I say I'm an omnivore. I like to eat everything for balance, mostly. Hormonally and systemically, I find it important to include both animal and plant foods in my diet. There may also be an extraordinary benefit to brain health and vision or eye health, as well as neuropathy and joint mobility, which, as we know, is extremely important as we age, is to remain mobile for as long as possible. I think there are some practical things we can do, which is to focus on vitamin K2 as a critical nutrient and to make sure that we are consuming adequate amounts in our diet. We can effectively lower our risk of age-related degenerative disease. We can actively regulate this process by providing adequate amounts of, in this case, vitamin K2 to the body. So we can do these things electively and proactively to actually have an impact, a direct impact on our biology and the way we age. That to me is very exciting. That's why I look at the aging process as an exciting frontier, because if you take care of yourself and you are mindful and you make conscious healthy choices, then you can not only enjoy the aging process, but you can thrive in your old age and in that marginal decade of your life. You can be in your best shape ever, and you can be living your best life ever. And that's what we all want, I think. That's why I consider the aging process, especially being alive at this time in history, it's a thrilling prospect to be getting older, and not only a privilege, of course, to be getting older, but the onus is on us, the responsibility is on us. So I consider that a very exciting task at hand, because these are all things that we can do. It's important too to mention that vitamin K2 is involved in the synthesis of a very specific type of lipid or fat that is in high concentrations of the cellular membrane found in brain cells. Studies have linked changes in the metabolism of these specific types of fats in the brain. They have linked it directly to age-related neurodegeneration, neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and general cognitive decline. 6 separate studies were done, at least 6 studies were done in people ages 65 and older that demonstrated a direct correlation between low vitamin K2 in the diet to deterioration of cognitive ability and behavioral performance as we age. We want to prevent that, is the point here. K2 has also been confirmed as being highly protective against toxicity of the beta amyloid peptide, which is directly associated with Alzheimer's, dementia, and loss of nerve synapses as we age. So that loss of nerve connection and communication, as we know, that leads to eventual cognitive decline. The antioxidant effect, the anti-inflammation effect, the effects on cognitive health, heart health, bone health, blood health, vision, all of these systems, liver health, benefits that cannot be overstated, in my opinion. So how do we get vitamin K2 in the diet? How do we ensure that we're getting adequate amounts through the foods that we eat? Once again, while vitamin K1 is the primary form of vitamin K, it's present, as I said, in leafy green vegetables and in algae. The human body cannot absorb the bulk of it. In fact, only 10 to 15% of vitamin K1 ingested or consumed gets absorbed by the body. So very, very little. In other words, it's not bioavailable. As a result, you will benefit significantly more by including vitamin K rich 2 foods in the diet or by supplementation. Vitamin K2 is found in animal and fermented foods. Rich sources of vitamin K2 would be whole eggs. That's the egg yolk is what I'm focusing on because the bulk of the nutrients, in fact, not just the K2, but the bulk of the nutrients in eggs are found in the egg yolk, preferably pasture-raised eggs, grass-fed beef liver or other organ meats, fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, natto. If these foods are not accessible to you or are otherwise not viable in your diet, then supplementation is the next best thing. It can throw other things out of balance, which is why I'm not a fan of taking isolated nutritional supplements. I rather get it directly from the food source through nutrition in the form of whole, real foods. The benefits of vitamin K2 work synergistically with another fat-soluble vitamin, which is vitamin D, which is actually a hormone. It's pro-hormone vitamin D, but nonetheless, vitamin K2 and vitamin D work synergistically to enhance the absorption of each other. Have a few eggs with some sauerkraut, or you can make an omelet and have some kimchi on the side, or you can have a serving of beef liver, which will give you both vitamin K2 and D, as well as a host of other micronutrients and minerals that your body needs. Choose at least one food of those that I listed and incorporate that food into your diet. Health is an investment. These little habits that we do, choosing the foods that we eat, choosing what we avoid eating, all of our lifestyle habits, but diet specifically is something, we eat every single day. We make these choices and we can play an active role in the way that we age. Thank you as always for watching and thank you for being here. I wish you the very best of luck and most of all, the best of good health.